Hello viewers, welcome to Ekam Academy. Today, as part of the concept of the day series, we are going to discuss about money bill. Right? Yesterday I have covered about constitutional amendment bill. So what are the different types of majorities we require to amend the constitution and how we generally amend the constitution, what is the procedure and what are the provisions ensured in the constitution. We have discussed in a separate video. You can also watch it if you want. Then today we'll be discussing about money bills. So first thing we need to understand is, so there is an important announcement regarding UPSC Group 2 test series which is already scheduled in Ekam Academy. So due to the change in examination date, there is also some realignment going on. So you can even start the test series now. So in this test series, there will be 18 sectional tests along with 3 grand tests with detailed explanation copy. Not only this, last 6 months AP related current affairs also will be given free of cost. And this entire package is available at the cost of 999 only. Right? So then, today, the point of discussion is regarding the money bill. So why it is very much important? Because any government, okay, so if they cannot get this passed, so then government has to resign, right? So most of the situations, government has to resign. And when you talk about the articles, it is Article 110, which specifically talks about the money bill, right? So then we have to keep in mind, so money bills generally will be introduced in the Lok Sabha only. So initiation should happen only in the Lok Sabha, right? So it has to be introduced by the minister or a public member bill also we can say, right? So with prior permission of the President of India. So prior permission of President of India is also required for introduction of this money bill in the Lok Sabha. So then once if it is introduced in the Lok Sabha after passing in the Lok Sabha, if it gets again, like see, before it happens here, the certification of speaker is also important. So we have to keep in mind, it is the speaker of Lok Sabha who will certify that it is a money bill, right? Then this process happens, and then once if it is approved by Lok Sabha and if it is transferred for Rajya Sabha's approval, then Rajya Sabha can recommend some amendments or it can simply give assent. Okay, so or simply it can give assent. Or in case if it is not agreeing, at max it can keep for 14 days. If it is crossing 14 days, then defaultly it will be considered that it was passed by both the houses. That means if it recommends anything to the Lok Sabha and if Lok Sabha may agree or may not agree also, it will be deemed to be passed by both the houses at the end of 14-day period. That means here you can understand constitutional makers have given clear weightage for Lok Sabha in the passage of money bill rather than giving the importance to Rajya Sabha, because it is very much important for government also to sustain, right? So in that situation, see for example in this situation, if the government is not given approval through money bill, then government cannot run all these things or cannot meet its expenses. So right, that is why sometimes opposition parties in Rajya Sabha, if they have majority, then they can stop the money bill to trouble the government. So in these situations, such systems cannot ensure like democratic setup in the country. That is why money bill was given and more important privilege was given for Lok Sabha, right? So then we also have to keep in mind, at max it will be kept with Rajya Sabha for 14 days only. Then once if it is passed by Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or both houses, then it will be given for presidential consent. So generally president can give the bill or he can reject also, can give assent or he can reject also, but he cannot return for reconsideration. So he cannot return for reconsideration because already it was introduced with his prior permission, right? That is why he cannot return it for reconsideration. So these are the main things which you need to keep in mind. But we also have to understand there is no provision of joint sitting in the case of money bill, right? As it was clearly the Lok Sabha and its privilege. Then we have to understand what type of things will be constituting the money bill, because in the recent times if you see, there is so much debate going on with respect to center passing many bills with the name of money bill, right? So that is what happening, and government is also facing so much of backlash in this regard. For example, if you have remembered Aadhaar Act, which was passed in 2017, and which finally led to K.S. Puttaswamy judgment also, was deemed to be passed as a money bill, and that was subsequently challenged in the Supreme Court, right? So first thing we have to understand, money bill is anything which contains one of the provision or many of the provisions mentioned in Article 110 of Indian Constitution, like imposition, abolition, regulation of some tax, or some money which is coming out of Consolidated Fund of India or which is going into Consolidated Fund of India, or any borrowings of the central government. All these things can be considered as part of the money bill. So these are the main things which you need to remember with respect to money bill. Then let us see the Let us see the practice question given for the day. Consider the following statements regarding money bill. If any question arises whether money bill is money bill or not, decision will be taken by the President of India, that is final. And second statement, money bill is required to be passed by both houses of the parliament. And third, President cannot use his veto powers in the case of money bills. So among these, how many of those options you consider to be correct? Try to put your answer in the comment section. Then today, as part of the concept of the day series, we have discussed about money bill, which is a very important topic in terms of polity. So I have covered it comprehensively. If you want any further videos also regarding any other topics also, you can suggest me in the comment section. I'll definitely try from my side. Thanks for watching. All the best.